Tornado hit 2 years ago. We're gonna pull this up to the garage stall. Can you guys see all that glass up there? If I were to buy something used, you know it's gonna be a problem. Let me show you why. And that was the last of the production numbers in the United States. It's not gonna be pretty to start off, but that's kind of how it is. Diesel fuel only. Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Stall Garage. I'm Justin. That sun hasn't shone in, I don't know, 4 days, maybe 5 days. We are coming to take a look at the vehicle that we're gonna make our next daily driver. This is actually going to be our second vehicle. This is a 2006 Jeep Liberty with the 2.8 liter turbo diesel engine. The word is that these things came out 15,000 one year, 15,000 or so, maybe 16,000 the next year. And that was the last of the production numbers in the United States. But there is question wondering if 15,000 might have been, or 16,000 might have been the actual total number in the US. And I think pretty much every single one of these was a special order thing. The reason why we're gonna fix this one up, multiple reasons. First off, the economy, if you wanna say that, everything's really expensive. Kids are out there playing. For those of you who have been here, you know that we have the 2005 Jeep Liberty turbo diesel, and we just rebuilt that one, and it's going well. A Jeep owner's work is never done. There's stuff to be done on that, both lower control arms probably, passenger side upper control arm. This was given to us by Dad, and then a tornado came through. It tore off the top of our barn roof a little bit, the tin, and it busted out this window right here, glass dropping it all over the place. The very first repair that Julie and I have done to this so far is replacing the shattered rear window. We got this one from a junkyard. We are not a fan of skulls or eclipse, I don't know what that might be. We got that from the junkyard for under $50. I really haven't looked at this much at all since the tornado hit. Boy, oh boy, there's just... What is this? Looks like that might be the top of the window. This part right here, I think is gonna be that part right there. Jeep 4x4. We got the Foreman out. We took that out down the road today. Dad followed me with his Jeep, and I took this down to the county landfill, and we threw away some garbage. Hey, Crystal. Crystal stays outside. She likes it when we're outside with her. Tornado hit 2 years ago. We're gonna pull this up to the garage stall. We just got that big red delivered, so that's not in there. I pulled Dad's Honda 200X out. So we're freeing up some space. Gonna put some stuff in the barn just temporarily. Not Dad's 200X, that's gonna be fixed up and sold here. But we need a stall to work on this. Can you guys see all that glass up there? Had a little wind deflector on it. Oy vey. Rear end, we've got the skid plate. I just threw one of those away actually. It's got the cargo mat in there. That part's tore off as well for the rear defrost. Gonna have to put these shocks back, probably replace them or clean them up. Maybe they're still good. These Wild Peak tires, they actually look like they're okay, but they're kind of shot. They wore incorrectly, unevenly. These are the 225/75 R16s. And Wide Peak all-terrain tires. These are good tires for these Jeep Liberties. First glance here, you can see we got some rust. It's not going to be pretty to start off, but that's kind of how it is. Looks like a pheasant got destroyed in here by a raccoon or something. Definitely wasn't Crystal. Don't know how many miles are on this. Diesel fuel only. I really need to tell you guys a story about this. Dad had spent all kinds of time and money on this, trying to get it running. It was before either of us really had a grasp on how to work on these. They're an interesting vehicle to work on, not too complicated. They got, you know, a TCM, ECM, they've got a camshaft sensor, a crank position sensor, not like the newer cars today that have multiple of those. They got some solenoids for the turbos, etc. Crystal, I don't think you should be in there, okay? She likes to hop in every car. And what happened was he had the fuel pump replaced, the high pressure fuel pump, and it cost a lot of money to do that. He had 4 new injectors put in, and they were from eBay. They didn't work out good at all. So he had those all replaced with 4 brand new injectors from AutoZone. He ended up having an overboost issue. He replaced one of the injectors again. Can't remember exactly why, might have been a problem. And then poof, driving down the highway, I was following him, and he lost a head gasket or he cracked the head, one of the two. We're about to find out. These are 2.8 liter engine. All of the antifreeze drained out. He did a fan delete on this. Still feels smooth, by the way. It's wonderful. The water pump mounts up inside of here, inside the timing. 17 little 8 millimeters to get this open. Oil, I would say it's got oil in it. Probably a lot. I haven't checked this in a long time. Yeah, I don't know, it looks wet, totally wet. You see that? That's water. That's coolant. It dripped off. So we're going with absolutely a cracked head or a head gasket. And it just lost the fluid right away. We got all kinds of stuff here. We are missing parts over the last couple to few years. This has been sitting here. We've run into situations where we've needed to go to like a family Thanksgiving, so we took the alternator. You can't buy an alternator these days from AutoZone. You can't buy it from O'Reilly. You can't expect those to last more than a year. If you put miles on like us, it's going to last probably about 6 months, maybe even a little less. Starters are the same way. Thankfully, we didn't take the starter from this one. Or did we? Oh, I ordered a starter off of eBay, a used OEM one. I went through 2 starters from O'Reilly. One lasted a few days, the other lasted a couple months. It got cold out and then it just wouldn't engage. And when it did, it would grind like crazy. These are gonna be your common rail diesels right here. You got 4 injectors. You got your fuel filter. This is heated. And your return line is gonna be right here. Comes right down. You got your ABS system. Down here we got our power steering. Ooh, that was locked up. Not the power steering, but the the air conditioning pulley. Missing the radiator. It's got the AC condenser. It's also missing the intercooler. Can't get the intercoolers anymore. They don't make them. Not the OEM ones anyways, and anything aftermarket is really kind of So here it sits. Let's take you into the other side. I don't even know what this is. I think Dad had something on here for tune, something like that, or an electric fan. Since he deleted that fan assembly's inside right now. Look at this shrapnel from the house. This is from the tornado. Goodness, scraped the window, broke the visor. It just shoved it right in there. That's gonna be interesting. What are you doing? Why am I looking in the car? Because this is Papa's Jeep. Papa's Jeep? Yeah, he gave it to us. Really? We're gonna fix it. Yeah. How's that sound? Pound it. Boom. Missing the radio. Dad didn't take the radio out. It's just been one thing after another, pulling parts from this thing. Thankfully, it's got the key right here. Looks like we got an old intercooler in there. We got the inside grill assembly, the outer grill assembly. There's the radio. It's probably not working any longer. Got some lugs from Dad's Wrangler, I think. And unfortunately, I was looking up top here, and right there you can see a little spot on the ceiling. You see that? That is a mouse nest. And that means I'm gonna have to take out the headliner, replace it. Definitely got some rust happening. Dad put a 2-inch lift on this. Pay no attention to that tire right there. So I think I let you know the first reason we're doing this. One, because everything's expensive. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the top reason. Top reason that we're doing this is because it was Dad's Jeep and it's a diesel. The top reason is because it was Dad's. Second reason is because it's a diesel. Third reason is because it makes good fuel economy. You can make over 30 in these things. You know, we could go out and we could buy something else. You know, say we spent $15,000 on a high mileage Dodge Ram EcoDiesel. We're not going to make the fuel economy. If it hasn't been deleted, it's going to have problems. And when those things have problems, it's not cheap to fix. You know, we rebuilt our Jeep. I'll show it to you. Here's our Jeep with hand-cooked Dynapro AT2 Extreme tires on it. It's Clayton in the garage. We were able to find some headrests that go in the back seat. Yeah, we also got the cargo cover. It's dusty. And this right here is our Jeep that we rebuilt. We rebuilt the top end on this and a bunch of other parts. And I think the whole engine rebuild that we did came up to about $3,800, maybe $4,200. I think it was $4,200. And that includes a brand new head, all new valves and new seals, etc. Everything leak down tested, perfect, ready to go. Put the ARP head studs in this. Put a new water pump in it. We put a new timing belt and all new timing components, including the timing rollers. We put new idler pulleys for the Serpentine belt on order, and those have to be installed yet. And actually they're chirping right now because they haven't been done. And we did all kinds of other stuff to that too. Say we're a little over 5,000 into it, running great. If I were to buy something used, you know it's going to be a problem. Let me show you why. Right behind me here we got our 2012 Volkswagen 2.0 TDI turbo diesel. This was sold to us as a 9 out of 10 car. It's got the Kerma TDI tune on it. You get that done in a business in Colorado. They do that for you. This is set up on the economy tune. And it's a really nice car on the outside. The paint looks great, but this thing has all kinds of issues. As soon as we got it home, the Serpentine belt was about to shred. And I missed that when I was looking it over. And when the Serpentine belt shreds on a 2.0 Volkswagen TDI, it can actually go up underneath your timing cover and it gets looped into the timing belt, and it can actually slip that belt and ruin your entire engine. And thankfully we caught that in time. One of the things I really liked about this were these heat vents. I thought they were pretty neat. It's a little dirty because it hasn't been driven in a little while and we live on the gravel road. Right, buddy? Yeah. Yep. It had an EGR leak, which it still has. And I don't have a lift over there in that shop, so I got to jack it up, put jack stands underneath of it, which is fine. But I got to take, I think I got to take the passenger side wheel off, fender liner, also fine. Reach back in there, see if I can grab onto the plastic EGR tube where it's leaking. I believe that's where it is. But it doesn't stop there. Don't really like these under here. I would have done this a little better. I would have actually slipped this underneath. Still might do that, but this car is going to probably go down the road shortly. 9 out of 10 car, okay? Paid $9,500 for this. Paid $4,000 for the Jeep several years ago. Yes, I had to rebuild that, but now I know it's good to go. ARP head studs, that one had the original head studs in it, which are torque to yield bolts. They stretch over time, get a leak, cause overheating, head cracks, type of stuff. Next thing I noticed on this is, look at this. You can actually see it. Little grainy bits in there. These are not magnetized. I feel like it's some sort of plastic. And sure enough, with these cars, it is a known issue. Right down here, you can see where I'm coming down from the engine bay, in your EGR cooler. You've got oil and coolant passages that go right by each other, and the housing that does that is plastic. And when that gets old, it starts to crack, it starts to shred, and it either causes oil to mix with the coolant or vice versa, or you just lose the coolant. And we've been losing coolant. So let's get past the fact that it's either got a cracked head or a blown head gasket, or it's got the EGR cooler part that needs to be replaced. All right, now let me invite you down to the inside of the car. Your automatic buttons here. The vents don't work. There's something wrong with the door. I can do a test in here. It doesn't work unless it's on recirculate. Remember, this is a 9 out of 10 car. We bought the car in the summertime. It was hot. We were taking it on a trip. Hi, kiddos. Hi. It became one of those situations where I had to hold the car at a higher idle. Pretty cool little Gator from Walmart. Pretty cheap too, by the way. It's got a remote control, so I can turn the steering wheel or stop them, start them, all that stuff. It was hot in the car. We had 2 kids in the car. We had our dog in the car. We're driving our 9 out of 10 rated car, and the air conditioning is not working. Not only was the air not cold, but it wasn't blowing out of the vents. And I'm not turning this into a complaint video. It's not a complaint. I'm just telling you what I could do here. Rebuild that Jeep that's in terrible condition. $3 to $4 grand by the time I'm done with it. So then with the air conditioning, I come to find out that it's not cooling properly. Obviously the vents aren't working, but it's not cooling properly because the AC compressor down here has a known issue where a regulator valve of some sort, and I can't remember what it's called, but it doesn't open and close properly. So therefore you can either replace that, but you want to get the exact part from Volkswagen. They have them online and they fail. That's what the reviews are. Or you just replace the whole compressor because it's just about the same price. With that, the lines need to be flushed out. The condenser needs to be flushed out. The evaporator and the dryer might be just one unit, I'm not sure, but they need to be replaced. Then the battery started to fail on the 9 out of 10 car, which is fine because that's just maintenance stuff. You got to replace the battery. So go to buy the battery from O'Reilly and it says only have a professional replace this battery. Serious issues can occur if that is not done properly, if it's not programmed. So I called on the Volkswagen. I said, is it true that I gotta have this simple battery replacement done by you, the dealership? And they said, yes, you do. And I said, so are you saying that if we don't have you do this and have it programmed, there could be fallout or something bad could happen? And the representative on the phone said, let me check with service. They checked with service and they said, yes, your car could quit running. It could overcharge the battery. You could ruin the battery early. It could cause system lights to come on the dash, etc. I said, okay, well, how much would it be to replace this battery on my 9 out of 10 rated car? 1 ton costs nothing for me to replace the battery except for the cost of the battery. There's 2 of them there. Same with the Jeep. Same with the old Chevys. She said, let me check. I got the quote back. It was over $600 to do it. Removing the battery, replacing it physically, right? Taking this one out, putting a new one in, and then programming it. Okay, so I replaced it. Thankfully, there've been no issues whatsoever. So, I don't know. Other than that, I really like the Volkswagen. Totally sporty looking car. I love that it's a diesel. Tinley put her camera on the back. Look at this right here. This little TDI is a 2003 and it is the 1.9 liter. This little car right here has 423,000 miles on it and it has hardly any rust whatsoever. The engine runs great. You want me to pick you up?
Yeah.
You got some dirt on your face.
Yeah.
All right, Tinley, do you like your car?
Yeah.
What do you like about it? Do you like the shovel?
Yeah.
So that's that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. In the very next video, we're going to be pulling that silver Jeep out. Shop is getting cleaned up. I'm going to make Julie a shelf here shortly. Let me know what your thoughts are on that Jeep out there. It's in such tough shape. If I would have known how to work on it years ago, it wouldn't be in that shape. Dad would probably still be driving it actually. We're going to pull it out and we're going to work on it because we feel it is the best economic path versus buying someone else's project. Let me know what you guys would do and we'll talk to you later. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you guys.